What up, everybody? It's your guy, MFG Deez. Monday Night Raw just ended here on the West Coast, so you know what it's time to do. What else is it for us to do? Let's just go ahead and do that thing. Let's hit that intro. All right, just like you've seen in the thumbnail, this is the Monday Night Raw live post-show review, and I am MFG Deez, your host. All right, so we're going to get right into it. All right, so first of all, I got a few thoughts in general about this whole world heavyweight title picture scene or whatnot. I'm still trying to figure out why exactly there are SmackDown wrestlers involved in this title picture, in this tournament. This is supposed to be a Monday Night Raw exclusive championship. So why is it that you're having a tournament take part on SmackDown? If someone from SmackDown wins, are they just going to shift on over to Monday Night Raw? I don't get it, but I digress. But I just wanted to get that point out the way because tonight's Raw was heavily centered around the tournament for the World Heavyweight title. So the show pretty much kicked off, and I got my notes here. Cody came out, and we're there in Jacksonville tonight, so you already knew what time it was. Cody came out. Cody talked about how during the pandemic, you know, him and Jacksonville, Duval, they formed this connection. You know, he had to throw a little nod to AEW there. And you know, that's pretty much the promo went. I instantly got worried because I'm still trying to figure out why Cody is even in this tournament to begin with. That's not the story they were telling. The story is Cody winning the WWE Championship from Roman Reigns, not winning a vacated title for Monday Night Raw, aka the Constellation title. So I was immediately worried that Cody was even involved in this thing because I knew if he was involved that this was going to happen. But there was a little curveball thrown in there, and it kind of was in the back of my head the entire time. I was like, okay, Brock didn't look like he was done tonight, but we're going to talk about last night. I mean, at Backlash, but we're going to get to that here in a second. So Cody came out, cut his promo, and as he's exiting the up the ramp, who else comes out besides Seth Rollins? Because the first set of triple threat matches was going to take place between Seth Rollins, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Damian Priest. So of course, Cody stops. He's looking at the World Heavyweight title, which is making me say, oh God, please no, don't let Cody fight for this title. This isn't a part of the story. So Seth comes out, and now they're face to face. They're mean mugging each other, and I'm like, I want this. I want to see them fight tonight. I really want to see them fight tonight. Like I instantly abandoned my feelings about Cody even being involved in the tournament. So they go on about their business, both of them. Seth makes his way to the ring. He stands in the ring. There's a spotlight shining down on him like he's Ken Kennedy or something, and the arena just couldn't quite get it together. They couldn't quite get it together with their praise and their singing for Seth freaking Rollins. They're all off note. So we got Shinsuke, we got Damian Priest coming down. Damian Priest, he's now before Corey Graves and I forget the other guy's name, the other commentator who, you know, hasn't really quite been impressive. Before they start going into their whole thing, you get Damian Priest. He's coming to the ring, and I'm looking at him like, okay, dude, are you going to limp or something? Because I could have sworn you were about to get your leg amputated after Saturday night at Backlash in Puerto Rico. So then as he got close to the ring, he must have remembered, okay, I'm supposed to be selling this injury. So then he starts to limp a little bit towards the ring. So his leg is compromised. So all of a sudden the three guys go at it. this is a really good match, man. This is a really good match, really good chemistry between all three competitors. Um, the best sequence of the match was when it was Seth and Shinsuke. I mean, that's what I was interested in the most, like Damian Priest. I think he's a tremendous talent, but I was hyper focused when it was Seth and Shinsuke going at it. So the closing sequence of the match shown Seth Rollins actually hit Shinsuke with a pedigree and pinned him for the win. When he initially hit him with the pedigree, I was like, dude, there's no way that they're about to let Seth Rollins win on the pedigree. Seth Rollins literally pedigrees everybody, and it never leads to a win. It's a signature move at this point. Hit him with the pedigree, then you hit him with the curve stuff. But apparently, Shinsuke is not strong enough to where he can get hit with a pedigree and still somehow manage to kick out. But yeah, Seth won with a pedigree. So I mean, there's that. There's not much else to say that. Then we get a backstage segment between Imperium, Sami Zayn, and Kevin Owens. So Imperium, they're coming into the building. They're like, "Oh yeah, when my boy Gunther gets here, yeah, you guys better respect." Like they're just telling everybody who is close enough to listen that when Gunther gets there, if you disrespect Imperium, he's going to kick all of y'all ass. That's basically what Imperium was walking around saying. And then they see Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn standing there. They're having a conversation, no doubt about Roman Reigns and the Usos and the Bloodline and yada, yada, yada. And then Imperium's kind of like, oh, look at these guys. And Sami Zayn's like, okay, yeah, whatever you're talking about, we'll talk to you in like, give us like 5 minutes. And so Imperium keeps interrupting them, and they're like, you disrespecting us, you dis. And I'm like, okay, dude, you're sitting here interrupting the conversation between these two. I mean, let's talk about fact. Like Gunther, I think Gunther's one of the hottest. He has like a bright future. He has a bright present, to be honest. Like he's one of my favorite superstars. He's doing his thing right now. You got these two Imperium guys. I like his goons too, to be honest. But they're speaking on Gunther's name. They're throwing his name around, and then they go out there, and you'll see later. So after this funny backstage segment, where basically Imperium gets dismissed by Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn and gets clowned by him, you get Otis coming down to the ring with Maxine and Chad Gable, and he's going to have a match with Ali. Gable is 100% looking like the third wheel, like Otis got this baddie on his arm, like he's walking down to the ring, and then Gable's just sitting there skipping and smiling and, hyping both of them up. And I'm like, oh my God, this looks horrible. Gable, you're a third wheel, you're better than this. So the match starts. Ali's doing his power positivity thing, is almost as if he's trying to audition for the New Day. He's going out there, he's doing his little chuck and jive, his song and dance, and Otis is just taking it to him. Otis has him dead to rights. He has him dead to rights. Then for some reason, Ali's on the ground in the corner. Chad's like, oh yeah, Otis, go ahead, do the caterpillar. Maxine's like, oh, don't do the caterpillar. So they're going back and forth. Otis is confused. Technically, Otis really should have been like, F both of y'all, I'm gonna do whatever I want to do. But he was so confused that he just ran towards Ali to tackle him and ran right into the ring post and got hit with the 450 splash by Ali and pinned. And I mean, Ali, what is this now? This is like his second win in a row. I don't know when's the last time I seen Ali win 2 matches in such close proximity of each other. But yeah, he won. I think he won his last 2 matches, and Otis has lost his last 2 matches. So clearly something's got to give. Either at this point, either Otis is going to dump Maxine, which I would not recommend, dump Maxine, or he's going to turn on Chad Gable, which I think, honestly, as much as I love Alpha Academy, I think the best thing for both of these guys for them to go their separate ways. That's like my favorite thing to say. Make those guys go their separate ways. So that was that. So then you get a cringy, and I hate when WWE does this. You get a cringy backstage pre-match promo where the wrestlers looking into the camera and they're like, "You've been overlooking me for the past 10 months. Well, guess what? Tonight I'm going to shine and I'm going to be your next world heavyweight champion. Yeah." And it's like some crap like that. So Miz basically did that, except for he ended it with like awesome. And it hit right simultaneously with his music, and that was cool or whatnot. But anyway, Miz came down to the ring and he's getting ready to fight Cody and Finn Balor. So those guys going at the match is starting off perfectly. And then how did I know that this is going to happen? And a nod to what I said earlier. Cody's just doing his thing. Next thing you know, Brock's like, F that. Come here. You beat me up on Saturday, or I beat up myself. Depends on who you're talking to. You beat me up on Saturday, and now I'm going to cost you this match. I'm going to kick your ass because I'm big, I'm country, and I'm pissed off. So he puts Cody through a table, and then The Miz gets the coup de grace, and he gets pinned, and now Finn Balor is going on later tonight to fight Seth Rollins. And Brock basically grabs Cody while he's on the ground, like he's going to caress his head and tell him everything's going to be okay. But no, he's not doing that. He's threatening him. He's saying, "So what do you want to talk about? So what do you want to talk about? I want to talk about me. And he's just like yelling at Cody. He's telling Cody basically, yeah, I effed up my face. You didn't F up my face. I effed up my face. You want to take credit for it? No. You were lucky on Saturday. You were lucky that my face got like this. And I want to fight you again at Night of Champions. I'm going to beat your ass because I'm Brock Lesnar and you're Cody Rhodes." So he's just leaving them there, and everybody's running down. They're like, "Oh, no, we got to help Cody. We got to put him on stretcher." And, you know, they're acting like Cody's about to die, but which is totally not the case. Next thing that happened is you get Rhea Ripley coming to the ring, and then I'm like, okay, well, who is Rhea Ripley about to fight? Hopefully it's somebody very interesting. It's no other than Dana Brooke. I don't know where Dana Brooke has been. I swear I haven't seen Dana Brooke since she lost the 24/7 title. But Dana Brooke is coming down to the ring, and she does like this little cute backstage promo where she's talking about reaching her potential. Dana, you've been in WWE for like, you left NXT like 8 years ago. At some point, the potential is not going to get fulfilled. And I think you've already reached that point, Dana. I don't see you fulfilling your potential in WWE, maybe Impact, maybe AEW, but not WWE, even though I don't think you can fulfill your potential in AEW or Impact either. Maybe AEW, but Impact, no, because Impact has a tremendous women's division. AEW, you might stand somewhat of a chance because their idea of a great women's wrestler at this current given time, even though I like them both, they both have stuff to work on, is Anna Jay and Julia Hart. So no, Dana, you don't have that much potential. And we all should know how this was going to go. She got her ass kicked. She tapped out real quick. And here's what really bugged me. I don't know. I'm fairly new here. If some of you watched my video the other day, I told you guys what I felt about Natalya. I respect Natalya. I respect everything she's done for wrestling. I respect her as a veteran. I respect all of that. But if I never had to see another feud between Natalya and someone else, it'll be too soon. Why did Natalya come out to save Dana Brooke? You know what this means, people. You know what this means. This means that the next challenger for Rhea Ripley's Raw SmackDown title is going to be Natalya. And dude, I just said that we don't need to see her anymore. Be a backstage coach. Just like, because here's the problem with Dana Brooke. It's not Dana Brooke, I'm sorry, Natalya. Here's the problem with Natalya. It's not that she's a bad wrestler. It's just the fact that when Natalya enters a feud, you automatically know the result of the feud. Like, there's no There's no confusion about it. Natalia is not going to win the feud. That's just how it is. So you're putting her in a feud with somebody, you're putting the boat in a feud with somebody, and you instantly know that she's not going to come out on top. So it's basically just like a layup for Rhea Ripley, to be honest. So I mean, that's pretty much why I'm with Natalia. And on top of that, she doesn't have that much charisma to me. I'm sorry. So after that, we seen Cody backstage getting assistance. I mean, which is crazy because I've seen people. Brock destroyed you way worse a few weeks ago, and I mean, they're acting like you've been impaled earlier tonight. So I mean, I'm not quite sure why all the medical attention is needed, Cody. You got F5 through a table. You've been through worse when it comes to Brock. Then we had a backstage segment where Zoe Stark was getting interviewed, and then she's seeing Nikki Cross. For some reason, Nikki Cross is just randomly standing behind some kind of structure, just like, muttering to herself. Zoe Starks walks over there, basically says, "Oh, yeah, this is why I'm going to be successful on Monday Night Raw, because all the women around here are weird and they be acting like Nikki Cross," basically. And so she said she wants to fight her for her debut match tonight on Monday Night Raw. And Nikki Cross responded by saying, "I want to play." So that's kind of what happened with that. And so then we finally got around to having that match between Imperium, Sami Zayn, and Kevin Owens. This should have come as no surprise. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens got the win. It was a good match. It was a pretty good tag match. Just no surprises there. My question will be is, will Gunther take it personal that Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens beat Imperium, and how is that going to play out? Is that going to lead to a feud between Imperium, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn, or is Gunther himself going to be trying to pick a fight with either Sami Zayn or Kevin Owens? So that's kind of the question I had coming out of that match. Then we got a backstage segment with Woods and Dominic, and Woods was clowning Dominic pretty bad. For some reason, for the second time tonight, Tozawa was there, and he was there, and he walked away like, I really don't know what they're doing with Tozawa. Tozawa, I guess he's like comic relief for the back, but I prefer to have R-Truth. But he's injured, so I mean, what can I say? But yeah, Xavier Woods was clowning Dominic in front of Mommy, and Dominic challenged him to a match, and they were going to have a match later in that night. Then we got the Zoe Stark and Nikki Cross match. Zoe Stark pretty much squashed Nikki. Poor Nikki. I mean, I love Nikki Cross, but we should have known how that was going to go. I think WWE is pretty high on Zoe Stark and Nikki Cross. You just happen to be in the crosshairs, no pun intended, of Zoe Stark. Next thing you know, you've seen Trish walking around backstage, putting up posters of missing Becky Lynch. And then we went to commercial break, and we came back. Trish was coming to the ring. And at that point, Trish, she cut one of. Now, you know what? I went a while without saying anything about it. Trish is horrible. Trish promo skills are horrible. And this was pretty much one of the worst promos I heard in a really long time. She calls Becky Lynch's daughter dumb. And then it's almost like when she called her daughter dumb, you seen her almost like be like, "Oh shit, I shouldn't have said that." So then she starts trying to explain herself like, "Come on, guys. Yeah, she is dumb. She doesn't even know her colors yet." And I'm just like, Trish, just stop. Just stop right now. Stop. You said something stupid. You said that a little girl, a little baby is dumb. I mean, I don't know if she was going off the top of her head with that or not, but as sensitive as Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch seem to be in real life, I can't imagine that went over too well with those two. You calling their baby dumb. And it was just a cringy moment in her promo. I don't know why the hell she said that. I don't know if she talked to Becky before she said that. But by the way, she followed up with calling the baby dumb. It kind of seemed clear that it was an oh shit moment and that she like regretted saying that part of the promo, which it's crazy because right after that, Becky Lynch came out and attacked her. And I wonder if Becky Lynch thought to herself, I should clobber her ass for real for calling my daughter dumb. I mean, as a parent, I was offended by her calling Becky Lynch's daughter dumb. So yeah, not cool, Trish, not cool at all. So then you get Cody again beat up backstage, like more medical attention for Cody. It's getting ridiculous at this point. I love you, Cody, but come on, man. You got put through a table by Brock. I mean, Damian Priest went through way worse on Saturday, and he had him out. I know he had a couple days to recover, but come on, Cody. You got your ass beat by Brock even worse a couple weeks ago. Um, then we get Dominic and Xavier Woods. It was an okay match. Dominic won. And I'm not going to lie to you guys. The first thing I thought about when Dominic won is, wait a minute. You mean to tell me that Dominic can beat Xavier Woods, but LA Knight can't beat Xavier Woods? That just didn't make any sense to me whatsoever because I consider LA Knight a far superior professional wrestler to Dominic Mysterio. And that's just where I'm at with it. And you could even argue that they're at similar or LA Knight is hotter than Dominic. You can make that point, even though Dominic is getting like grade A heel heat right now. But yeah, he beat Xavier Woods, and I don't know how he was able to do that if LA Knight couldn't do it. So then you get a backstage promo with Indusher. Let's see, maybe third time, fourth from Jinder Mahal, fifth time, sixth time's the charm. Jinder's talking. He's talking about the destructive power of Indusher, Veer Mahan, and the other guy. He's hyping him up, and I'm just like, oh man, these guys, if they don't make it this time, are they going to get another chance in NXT or are they just going to get released? I don't know. I'm not confident about it. I could just see them being the same as the other times they try to get them a shot. And then we went to a Miz and Shinsuke promo. Miz wants to team up with Shinsuke. Shinsuke's like, hell no, I don't want to team up with you because I know you're trying to use me. I'm not dumb. I'm Shinsuke Nakamura. And so Miz is up there talking about, yeah, we could be Mizke and all that stuff. So Shinsuke is basically like, yo, let's fight next week. I'm going to whoop your ass. But there's an inkling, I have a little inkling inside of me that feels like maybe the Miz will eventually convince Shinsuke to team up with him, and we'll get like an annoying heel Shinsuke and Miz like tag team for a while before the Miz screws that up. I do want to bring up another segment that I didn't write down here, but it did happen. There was a segment with The Way. I'm talking about Dexter Lumis, Indy Hartwell, Candice LeRae, Johnny Gargano, and something interesting was said during that backstage segment. They said he's coming. I don't know who they're talking about. They might be talking about Tommaso Ciampa. We'll see. We'll see. That would be really exciting because I feel like that would eventually lead to the Tommaso Ciampa Johnny Gargano feud on the main roster. They can't possibly be talking about Austin Theory. Austin Theory's on SmackDown. They're on Raw. Please don't be talking about Austin Theory. We need the brand split to be an actual thing. So then finally we get around to the last Cody backstage sighting of the night, and Cody's pissed off. Like he basically tells the backstage interviewer, you're asking a dumb question. What do you mean? How do I feel? How do you think I feel? I just got F5 through an effing table, and I lost my opportunity to win the title that I shouldn't have been going for in the first place. What do you mean? How do I feel? And but he did it in his Cody Rhodes, I'm trying to be polite kind of way. And he finally gets around to telling Brock, yes, I will fight you at Night of Champions. I'm pissed off. I'm going to fight you. So, I mean, honestly, I was talking to Petey Stunt the other day, and I was telling him that, and you guys could put it in the comment section if you agree with me. I was telling him that if Cody were to lose the second match between him and Brock, it wouldn't be as bad because he's losing to Brock. But what he absolutely couldn't do was lose at WrestleMania to Roman the way he lost and follow that up with losing to Brock. Everybody would have lost their investment in Cody Rhodes. But I think if you have Cody Rhodes lose to Brock at Night of Champions, you could begin that story that they claimed they were trying to tell of the climb back up towards Roman Reigns storyline. So we'll see. But I do think it is definitely in play for Cody to lose to Brock at Night of Champions. So then we finally get to our main event of the night, where it was Seth Rollins and Finn Balor going at it in a rematch from, I forgot which WrestleMania, but the WrestleMania where Finn Balor it wasn't WrestleMania. I think it was SummerSlam. I have to check on that. But from the time Finn Balor won the Universal title from Seth Rollins, I believe it was SummerSlam. This is a rematch. One of the first things Finn did in the match was powerbomb Seth on the apron and call back to the way Seth Rollins injured Finn Balor, causing him to relinquish the Universal title. And you know what? I'll tell you guys now, when that happened in real time, I hated Seth Rollins. Like, I hated that he injured one of my favorite wrestlers from NXT and caused him to give up a title, because at the time, most fans that are really into wrestling, we thought, man, I'm worried about Finn getting called up. What's going to happen to him when he gets called up? Is he going to get the regular NXT call-up treatment? So when he won the Universal title, I thought that was a good sign that Finn is actually going to be pushed to the moon once he got to the main roster. But that injury kind of almost derailed his entire career. So there should have definitely been some personal animosity between him and Seth in this match. Seth was able to pull it. This is a great match. This match was fire. Everyone should have went into this match knowing that this match was going to be amazing. And it followed suit. It was an amazing match. Seth hit Finn with a one-arm pedigree. Finn missed the coup de grace. And Seth did something I've never seen it before. I've never seen Seth do this. He did an inverted curb stomp. He ran towards Finn and stumped him in the forehead, and he followed that up with his regular curb stomp, and he pinned Finn. And that's pretty much how the night went off. Finn put up a hell of a fight, but we all knew Seth was going to win. They're building this thing as if Seth's going to win. So here is where I'm at with it. It's kind of too predictable that Seth is going to win the World Heavyweight title championship. But it looks like it's going to happen. And if it doesn't happen, because Seth, so I thought that there was a chance that somebody was going to interfere in the match and get Seth beat by Finn Balor, and Finn Balor was going to go on to fight the SmackDown champion, and Finn Balor was going to go on to be the World Heavyweight champion. That would have been a hell of a swerve. But now you got Seth against SmackDown, and it's almost says like a foregone conclusion that you're going to get Seth as your World Heavyweight champion. And if you don't, that means someone from SmackDown is going to win. And I can't imagine who it will be from SmackDown. And if they're going to go from SmackDown, just jump straight back to Raw. For the sake of the brand split, Seth has to win. I'm sorry. I know it's predictable, but that's what has to happen. So this is my live reaction to Monday Night Raw, 5/8/23. And I'm out. Like, subscribe, comment, turn on your notification to help us out with YouTube's algorithm. And I'll see you guys next time for Fire Me the Trash 2.0. Peace and love. I'm MFG Deez. Talk to you soon.